sold out in Texas. Welcome to NXT TakeOver Dallas.
This place is on fire.
Tonight, we leave our own mark on a historic weekend.
If you're not excited right now, you better check your pulse.
Since the night of debuts, Austin Aries,
Shinsuke Nakamura is here in NXT. This is unbelievable.
It's all about the championship.
Godzilla destroyed Tokyo. Samoa Joe's destroying Dallas.
The Demon is here in Dallas. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Dallas, Texas. This is the Madhouse. Guys, this is what we've been talking about all throughout the weekend, an incredible WrestleMania weekend that featured NXT TakeOver Dallas.
Yeah, but when we said we were taking over Dallas, we didn't just take over one night. We took over the entire week.
We really did.
What a week it's been.
With former NXT Tag Team Champion Corey Graves, I'm Tom Phillips. We want to walk you through a little bit of some of the things that happened at NXT TakeOver Dallas. A fantastic evening, but still to come here tonight on NXT, we will see Apollo Crews go one-on-one with the Drifter Elias Sampson after their series of altercations over the last few weeks.
I, for one, hope Apollo Crews brings Elias Sampson to justice.
To guide us through our evening, right now we want to send it to our newest broadcast colleague, Kathy Kelly, reporting from WWE World Headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut.
Thank you so much, Tom and Corey. It is an absolute honor to be a part of one of my favorite programs, NXT. As Tom mentioned, I'm Kathy Kelly, and I'm here in the Control Center at WWE headquarters, where we'll be taking you through all of the fallout from NXT TakeOver Dallas. And as you heard, later tonight, Apollo Crews will finally get his hands on Elias Sampson. But how about what we saw from Apollo Crews just 2 days ago on Monday Night Raw? In a moment that shocked the WWE Universe, Crews appeared on WWE's flagship show and defeated Prince Pretty, Tyler Breeze, in a match that had the crowd in Dallas on their feet. We'll have to wait to see what this new development means for the future of Apollo Crews, but tonight he is all business and ready for the Drifter. Let's get back to NXT TakeOver Dallas, which was truly a special night for all involved. Emanating from the historic Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center, this was a monumental night for NXT, and it all kicked off with an unforgettable tag team match as American Alpha challenged the Revival for the NXT Tag Team Championship.
This has been building for months for this tag team title match. The brawling style versus the amateur background. This is a big moment for not only the Revival, but also American Alpha. No flips, just fists. This is a down and dirty, in-your-face tag team.
Little blatant disrespect by Dawson, but he only does it because he can.
My world, brother!
The agility of Jason Jordan is stunning. Turnabout is fair play. You can't blame Gable. Stereo German suplexes, and this place is on fire.
Dash Wilder with a devastating clothesline. And a T-bone suplex to Dawson.
Jordan is fired up.
He's about to come out of his skin. Wait a minute. The ref says there was a tag.
Jordan made the tag.
Oh, right to the midsection. Grand amplitude. We have new champions.
Look at the emotion on the faces of these two unbelievable athletes. How hard they've worked to reach the pinnacle of the tag team division. Congratulations, American Alpha. I am incredibly proud of both of these guys.
They found their calling. They found their home here on NXT as champions.
Gentlemen, congratulations, the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Talk to us about the journey that it took to get to this moment.
There's a lot of hard work, a lot of time spent, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of emotions, a lot of digging deep to stick with it, and it paid off.
To the top before, and we've come up short, as we said. We could not let that happen again. I don't know what it would have done to us. We had to win this match. And we did. It just feels so good.
Talk to us, guys, about not only winning the NXT Tag Team Championship, but doing it at NXT TakeOver Dallas WrestleMania weekend.
This crowd, these people were insane, amazing. One of our biggest event. Built and finally got here. This is where you want to win a big match like this. This is where you want it to happen on the biggest stage possible. With all the pressure. I love performing under pressure. I know he loves performing under pressure. That's when you're at your best. You got to be at your absolute peak.
This is WrestleMania weekend. Everybody flies from around the entire world to come here for a special moment, to be a part of something that's unbelievable. That means so much every single year. And this, the 10,000 people out of more than 100,000 people that are in Dallas, they come here to see this. They come here to see something special, and we get to start it off and achieve our goal. This is what we worked for, and this.
People know about our past in amateur wrestling, things like that. Everybody knows about this. But what a lot of people don't know is that he's been through a lot more since he's been here. He's been here such a long time. This is a long time coming. There's nobody that deserves it more than this guy right here, I promise you. And I'm just so happy that I got to be the one to be a part of his success along with him. It's just amazing.
Gentlemen, congratulations. Enjoy your night as the new NXT Tag Team Champions.
Congratulations to the new NXT Tag Team Champions, American Alpha. But still to come, Finn Balor defends the NXT Championship against Samoa Joe in a war you will have to see to believe. And up next, we'll see highlights from yet another championship classic as the NXT Women's Championship is up for grabs in Dallas. Don't go anywhere because Bayley versus Asuka is next.
NXT's got this buzz around it. Something's happening here.
Are you kidding me? Devil's gonna fly! Charlotte pulling out on a stop! Here he comes! Back out, he hit her! I cannot believe what we just witnessed!
We are seeing a superstar born tonight. This is the place to be. This is NXT.
We're just getting started. Trust me.
We want to thank Hailstorm for their song Mayhem, one of the official themes of NXT TakeOver Dallas. It's off the album Into the Wildlife, available now on iTunes and Spotify. Welcome back to this very special edition of NXT as we take a look at the fallout from NXT TakeOver Dallas. Heading into TakeOver, the fate of the NXT Women's Championship was a hot topic among fans and superstars alike. On one side stood Bayley, a proud and deserving champion who over the course of the past year has helped to redefine women's wrestling and set a new standard of excellence here in NXT. On the other side would be Asuka, a threat unlike anything the NXT universe has seen before. Hailing from Japan, the Empress of Tomorrow has laid a path of destruction on her quest to become champion. Could Bayley hand Asuka her first defeat and withstand her unique onslaught? Would Asuka accomplish what so many others had failed to do before and strip the championship from the beloved Bayley? All questions were answered this past Friday when Bayley and Asuka finally met face-to-face for the NXT Women's Championship.
Could we see Asuka in a matter of 6 months from her debut to now become NXT Women's Champion?
I don't know if there is a superstar on the roster as beloved as Bayley is.
The genesis of Bayley from underdog to champion to standard bearer.
As dominant as Asuka's been to her rise to the #1 contendership, Bayley has been just as dominant as champion. Go for the Bayley to belly.
Asuka saw it coming. Oh, one of those kicks.
Asuka looking for that Asuka lock, but Bayley can't let her lock it in.
Bayley reaching for the ropes, trying to break this submission.
Her NXT Women's Championship dangling in the balance. Asuka's hell-bent on locking those hands.
Asuka, middle of the ring.
She's got it in. There is no quit in Bayley, but Asuka has got this. She's had this on for almost a minute now.
No.
She's done.
Bayley passed out at the hands of the Asuka lock. The Empress crowned here in Dallas.
Asuka came to NXT because that's where women's wrestling was being revolutionized. She wanted in. She's the champ.
Bayley, clearly one of your toughest challenges to date. Talk to us about what went wrong tonight and why Asuka is the new NXT Women's Champion.
Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations to Asuka. It's hard for me to kind of wrap my mind around everything in the match. Everything that I tried to do, Asuka had a counter for. Everything that I tried to throw at her, she overcame, and she's just she's on a whole other level. And I mean, I don't know, maybe I wasn't fully prepared for it, and I really feel like I let everybody down. I let all the little kids down. I let my family down who was front row, and all I know is that a champion is made by how many times they get knocked down and get back up and get better. And I'm planning to come back and be better, and when I'm ready, I'm going to come back and I'm going to rise to the occasion.
A somber Bayley telling us just what a champion is made of. And I have to believe that if there's one thing we've learned about Bayley, it's that she is the true definition of a champion. Indeed, a tough loss for Bayley as Asuka manages to leave TakeOver Dallas as the brand new NXT Women's Champion. I personally can't wait to see what Asuka has in store for us as the new face of the NXT Women's division. Seems like every female in the locker room is going to have to step up their game. But let's switch gears and talk about another new face here at NXT, Elias Samson. It was just 2 weeks ago when the Drifter squared off against young upstart Johnny Gargano here on NXT. And while Samson seemed to have the match well in hand, Gargano managed to turn the tide with a roll-up out of nowhere, handing Elias Samson his first defeat since his arrival. Needless to say, Samson was not happy with the result and attacked Gargano after the bell. In the midst of a vicious assault, Apollo Crews had enough, running to ringside in defense of his friend Johnny Gargano. And later tonight, Apollo Crews will finally look to give the Drifter a taste of his own medicine as these two battle it out in front of a raucous crowd in Texas. But coming up, we'll take a look at the epic NXT Championship match between Finn Balor with Samoan submission machine himself, Samoa Joe. This special look at NXT TakeOver Dallas continues next.
Making his way to the ring, weighing 275 pounds, Baron Corbin. And his opponent, weighing 202 pounds, Austin Aries.
Wasted no time at all. That pitbull mentality of Aries has served him very well around the world, but look at the size difference. Look at the power of Corbin. He disrespects them, and then he dominates.
Oh, deep six on the floor. Oh, and look at Austin Aries trying to fight from deep down. The greatest man that ever lived, a double, trying to knock off Baron Corbin. Aries with a window of opportunity into the barricade.
The tides are starting to shift, Tom. End of days.
Austin Aries into the cover, shoulder step.
Austin Aries came to NXT to make his legacy, and he just did it.
Austin Aries, a victory tonight over Baron Corbin in your NXT debut. Talk to us about your match here at TakeOver.
Something you need to know about Austin Aries. I'm the most polarizing man in professional wrestling, in sports entertainment, if you will. Some people love Austin Aries, some people dislike Austin Aries very strongly. But that doesn't matter to me. Because I'm not out there to prove anything to the people. I'm out there to prove something to myself. That's why I came to NXT. Baron Corbin doesn't want to give me the respect that I've earned in a decade and a half in this industry. Tonight, I made him respect me. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I went out there and I defeated him. Talent is not measured with a ruler. Passion is not measured with a scale. Baron Corbin found out tonight why I am the self-proclaimed greatest man that ever lived. And whether people like me or don't like me, they better get used to me, because Austin Aries isn't going anywhere for a long time.
Austin Aries is here to stay, and next week you do not want to miss him in action right here on NXT. Aries will step into the ring and again look to prove why he calls himself the greatest man that ever lived. I personally cannot wait to see a double in action next week, fresh off his victory at TakeOver Dallas against Baron Corbin. But don't feel too bad for the Lone Wolf. As we all saw at WrestleMania, Baron Corbin made the most of an opportunity when he managed to last eliminate the Big Red Machine Kane to take home the trophy as the winner of the 3rd annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. What a moment in front of over 100,000 fans, and what a WrestleMania debut for Baron Corbin. And when it comes to trophies here at NXT, the most prestigious and sought after is the NXT Championship itself. Leading into TakeOver, it was clear that Samoa Joe had brought out a more aggressive side of NXT champion Finn Balor. As these two got set to wage war in Dallas, many wondered if Finn Balor could survive once again when faced with the Samoan submission machine, or if Samoa Joe finally had the champion's number.
It is time for our main event of the evening.
There's a devil inside of me. He's holding on, and I don't know if he's staying or for how long.
The following contest is for the NXT Championship.
Ready to defend his title against the 100% straight monster, Samoa Joe. The demon unleashed here tonight by Balor.
But Joe not backing down at all.
Joe's got his moment.
Here we go. Muscle Buster. Balor rose from the dead.
Balor's not going to back down. And Finn flies. The demon is here in Dallas. Out of the corner.
Godzilla destroyed Tokyo. Samoa Joe's destroying Dallas. Look in the eyes of Balor. He's getting more and more angry, more vicious, more dangerous.
Look at the look in the eye of Samoa Joe.
Prying open the jaws of the demon.
Coquina clutch.
The demon gasping for air.
Finn once again summoning the power. The demon retaining the NXT Championship.
Finn, another successful NXT Championship title defense against Samoa Joe. Talk to us about what it took to win tonight.
You know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Samoa Joe is a monster, and he's a monster that just keeps on coming. If London takeover, if that was a battle, Dallas was a war, a bloody war. You know, I don't know how much more I can give to stop Joe from coming forward, because he never stops coming forward. And just like London, Dallas was the exact same. I may still be NXT champion, but I didn't win. I merely survived the challenge of Samoa Joe.
Excuse me, Joe, just wanted to get your comments after your loss tonight to Finn Balor.
Wow, I would not want to be in the path of Samoa Joe following his loss to Finn Balor at TakeOver. As the NXT champion said himself, Samoa Joe is a monster that just keeps on coming. And one would have to assume that Joe won't stop until he's in possession of the NXT championship. Well, another superstar that seems unstoppable here in NXT, Apollo Crews. Just last week, Crews picked up a huge victory in a hard-fought battle against Alex Riley, but Crews saw his celebration cut short when Elias Samson arrived on the scene with a message for the leader of the Apollo Nation.
Stay on the path to avoid the harm. Business of time, it's all for naught. Confidence created will rattle and fall. A one-man nation, time to lose it all. Goodbye, hello, my plan. What it needs is what I am.
Bring it in here, man. Come on. Get in this ring with center right now, man. Come on, Elias. Come on.
Elias Samson claims he's what NXT needs, and up next, he'll try to prove it at the expense of Apollo Crews. Does the Drifter have what it takes to put a stop to the Age of Apollo? We'll find out when we head back to Dallas for our main event, next here on NXT.
This June, get ready to get loud. See Finn Balor, Baron Corbin, Bayley, and so much more when all the excitement of NXT heads your way this summer. WWE presents NXT Live, coming to the Download Festival in Derby and a city near you on the following dates. Tickets available the 8th of April. For more information, head on over to WWE.com.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing 217 pounds, He is the Drifter, Elias Samson.
Well, Graves, it's your favorite superstar back here on NXT, this time hearing it from the sold-out crowd here in Dallas.
I don't think my words are going to do anything any justice. Just listen to the crowd. They don't like this guy with good reason.
2 weeks ago here on NXT, Elias Samson lost his very first match here on NXT. The man snapped. He attacked Johnny Gargano. The attack, however, was broken up by Apollo Crews. Very curious situation. And it was the following week on NXT that, Elias Samson had a little ballad for Apollo Crews.
Let's not do this. What's going on here?
Hello, I'm Elias Samson. And I wrote this song for all of you at NXT Dallas. Well, I made it to NXT Dallas. For the sold-out show tonight. And I'd say it's nice to be here. Well, I got something to say, so listen up.
Thank you, Apollo Crews. Welcome to Dallas, the leader of the Apollo Nation.
Listen, I'll give credit where it's due to Elias Samson. He accomplished the impossible. He somehow made the entire state of Texas hate country music.
And his opponent from Stone Mountain, Georgia, weighing 235 pounds, Apollo Crews.
I mean, Graves, this is a building with a very rich music tradition, and unfortunately, Elias Samson added to that.
The Beatles once played here. Elvis once played here. Queen even played here. And Samson shows up and tarnishes the legacy. Let's hope Apollo Crews rights the ship.
Yeah, thankfully, Apollo Crews did what he did a matter of weeks ago here on NXT to assist his old friend Johnny Gargano from the wrath of Elias Samson. NXT is presented by Tap Out, available now at JCPenney and tapout.com. So here we go, Crews one-on-one with Samson here in the heart of Texas. Apollo Crews, no stranger to these big stages here on NXT. I think he debuted in Brooklyn, had a big match against Baron Corbin in London.
You're absolutely right. This sort of stage, this sort of setting is right in the wheelhouse of Apollo Crews. Samson hasn't been here yet.
Did Samson just kiss his guitar?
Probably. I don't know why the guy does anything. You try to talk to him all the time. Why don't you learn something?
I've tried to glean something from this man. It's a bit of a mystery, to be honest. His little song that he wrote for Apollo Crews last week was pretty weird. And Apollo Crews is trying to give Dallas what they want. They said, we want wrestling, and here comes Apollo Crews, but Elias Samson doesn't want anything of him.
Well, that's what happens when you do something like attack Johnny Gargano from behind. The guy's got friends. Apollo Crews is Johnny's friend. Crews is here to seek justice. That's exactly what this is about.
What do you think it was? Just being a good Samaritan for Apollo Crews?
It's about respect. I'll give it to Samson. That's a smart strategy. Hanging on. He's not getting himself disqualified. You better be careful. Got Cruz right out of that takedown.
Cruz making it look a little too easy here. Samson trying to pick up the pace and caught with a drop kick.
Look at Cruz in firm control. Let's take another look at this. This thing is a work of art. That drop kick from Apollo Cruz right on the button.
It's been a fun night already here on NXT. We've gotten a little bit of a sample of what happened at NXT TakeOver Dallas. Still to come, we're going to check out what happened between Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn had a heck of a weekend.
NXT as a whole had an incredible weekend. I'm still bummed about it.
Now look at Cruz holding on to the left arm here of Elias Samson, not letting go.
Maybe Cruz will stretch that arm a little further and take away his ability to play the guitar.
You would love that.
Of course I would.
Oh
my God.
And dragging Samson out of the ring.
Vice-like grip, the power on display from Apollo Cruz.
And nearly 240 pounds, tough to get away from. Ooh. And another arm drag. And this is what Apollo Cruz has been about ever since he's gotten here to NXT. He wants competition. He wants to face the best of the best. That's why he faced Baron Corbin. That's why he challenged Finn Balor for the NXT Championship. And now he's got his hands full with Elias Samson.
Got his mouth full of Elias Samson's elbow.
And again back to the left arm.
Let's go. Get it out of there, Elias. Let's go. Get it out of there. 1, 2. Come on, knock it off. Let's go. Get it out there.
Samson tossing Cruz out onto the apron. Oh, shot to the midsection there. Now Cruz trying to use his agility, and he got caught.
Well scouted maneuver by the Drifter, sweeping those legs out in midair.
Elias Samson is taking command here against Apollo Cruz.
Hello, McFly.
Where's Austin?
Get him! I thought everybody's dad looked like a deranged serial killer.
Mr. McMahon.
I know. I'm the funniest guy ever.
We're gonna deal with this the way any self-respecting adult does, by ignoring it. Hey, girls!
I want to go home.
Something about your ponytail and it leaving just doesn't sit right with me. It didn't leave, I cut it off. I don't believe it.
Hugs come in many forms, Tommy.
Come on. I'm Mick Foley, and nothing prepared me for the biggest challenge of them all. I got married and had kids, 4 of them.
I need to tell you something. I want to wrestle.
Why?
The universe is electric tonight as we welcome you to Payback. WWE goes extreme. Extreme Rules.
This is awkward.
Oh, we are back here on NXT, here inside the sold-out Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center in Dallas, Texas, and it's all the Drifter over the last few minutes here against Cruz.
Yeah, we don't know much about the Drifter, but what we do know is when he gets in these close quarters, he's incredibly aggressive, incredibly nasty.
Driving that forearm across the face of Apollo Cruz. Oh! Never seems too far detached from his musical ways, I guess. Oh, and Cruz gets flattened. I mean, Graves, I just can't get inside this guy's head.
So I can tell you, and you're in the ring against a guy like Apollo Crews, you don't take a break and lean against the ropes and catch your breath. You got to stay on Crews.
That little song Samson wrote for Apollo Crews saying, quote, "Stay on a path, avoid the harm, the business of time, it's all for naught. Confidence created will rattle and fall, a one-man nation, time to lose it all."
Did you just download that on iTunes? Is that what you've been doing over there?
No, I watched the show. Ooh, and Crews, big shot there to the midsection. Ooh! It looked like Samson countered nicely there with a boot right on the side of the head.
Some good quickness there by the Drifter, getting that quick boot to the face, stop Apollo from building a comeback.
Ooh! And launching Crews back into the ring. Here's the cover from Samson. Count of 2 and a kick out. And another cover here and a kick out before 1. And you can see some of the frustration perhaps here from Samson. I mean, Graves, obviously this man Samson, he's on a mission of some sort, whether it's to dethrone Apollo Crews here from the hearts of the NXT universe, but he certainly seems to be on the ascent.
Well, if you listen to the guy, he's obviously on a mission to get bus fare or cab fare. He's a drifter. He carries a bunch of dollar bills in his guitar, and he happens to like to beat people up. I don't know what his motivation is, but it seems to be working right now against Apollo Crews.
Maybe you're coming around to him. I don't know.
Stop it.
No, I don't. No, I don't. How about it? Now Crews back to a vertical base, trying to create a little bit of separation, a window of opportunity. Oh, and a drop kick. Very short distance between the ropes. Look at Samson try and stack him up and feet on the ropes, but Crews still kicked out.
Just speaks to the resilience of Apollo Crews. The Drifter can't get frustrated now. He can't fight with the referee. He's in control.
Oh, and look at Crews. Caught Samson flush. Look at the eyes and Apollo Crews. And Crews is starting to build momentum. Splashing down in the corner. Down goes Samson.
Crews is all fired up, and he is hard to stop.
Right on the ear.
The point of Cruz's boot caught him in the temple.
Cover hook to both legs here, and Samson still in this match. And Samson doing a smart thing, trying to get out of the ring. Looks like he doesn't want any business here with Apollo Crews. Oh, and look at Crews!
Such a dangerous blend of agility and power. Apollo Crews never disappoints.
Not many on the NXT roster that can even think about pulling that off. And take a look at Crews. Here is the power to complement the agility. Oh, and went for the standing moonsault, and Samson saw it coming.
Just that momentary hesitation by Crews lets Samson get those feet up. Stop the momentum of that standing moonsault.
Now Samson trying to find a way to put away Apollo Crews here in Dallas. Crews. Oh no, here's the cover from Elias. Shoulders down and pumping up is Apollo Crews. Oh, and Samson again with the knee, and down goes Crews.
He got all of that one.
And look at Sampson crawling into the cover here. Shoulders down and a kick out by Cruz. Take another look at this. Boom! Right on the jaw and down went Cruz. I don't know if Cruz had any idea where he was at, but Sampson, precious seconds getting away from him there, Graves.
Just enough time for Apollo to recover, able to beat the 3 count, but he's still not looking in good condition. I think a shot like that to the jaw will do a lot of damage.
Well, look at Cruz trying to counter here. Oh! That is a boot.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Toss powerbomb by Apollo Cruz. It's just too easy.
Here is your winner, Apollo Cruz.
I mean, Apollo Cruz with a fantastic showing here tonight in Dallas after all the things Elias Sampson tried to do to his friend Johnny Gargano. A small measure of revenge here for Apollo Cruz.
You said it from the outset, in these big game situations, Apollo Cruz always steps up. He always performs at the highest level. Tonight was no exception.
My question, what's next for Apollo Cruz?
The sky is the limit for this guy. We've been saying it for a long time. He keeps getting better and better.
Well, we had a fantastic weekend in Dallas, Texas here. NXT TakeOver Dallas was absolutely amazing here at the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center. Right now, we want to show you a little piece of it. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn given a brilliant opportunity by our general manager. He will go one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura.
The word surreal comes to mind, and if you're not excited right now, you better check your pulse.
I want 2 pairs of bright green fluorescent track pants and overalls that only button on one side.
How's it going, Luke? Pleasure to have you here.
Dylan, I love you.
Whoa.
Dylan, I was a happy vampire.
I'm so glad we bought these shoes.
The Edge and Christian Show that totally reeks of awesomeness. Tonight, immediately following NXT, only on WWE Network.
We'd like to thank Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes for Devil Inside Me, one of the official theme songs for NXT TakeOver Dallas. It's off the album Blossom, available now on iTunes and Spotify. Welcome back to NXT. Just 5 days ago at TakeOver Dallas, we witnessed the much anticipated debut of Shinsuke Nakamura. Highly touted as one of Japan's greatest wrestlers, Nakamura signed with NXT, looking to make an impact stateside, and would immediately be tested with a match against the incomparable Sami Zayn. I caught up with Sami before this match, and he talked about how humbled he was to be considered the heart and soul of NXT. Sami was determined not to let Nakamura make a name for himself at Sami's expense, promising to do whatever it took to walk out of Dallas victorious. As the NXT universe prepared for what promised to be a match for the ages, no one could have predicted just how memorable, hard-hitting, and emotional this clash would prove to be.
Sami Zayn given a brilliant opportunity by our general manager. He will go one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura. And for Sami Zayn, this journey to Dallas began for Sami Zayn back in London after marking his long-awaited return to NXT.
This is his house, Tom. This is the heart and soul of NXT. This is his first rodeo. He's not going to let Nakamura come into his house. The word surreal comes to mind. And if you're not excited right now, you better check your pulse. Shinsuke Nakamura, the biggest star in Japan. He is here in NXT versus the heart and soul, Sami Zayn. This is unbelievable.
So here we go, Zayn versus Nakamura, and right out of the gate, there's that charisma.
He's so unique, his in-ring style, not to mention, he might be the most dangerous striker in the game.
Nakamura calls himself the king of strong style, and you see those knees and those strikes so stiff.
As I can tell you, Sami Zayn's not focused on anything in the world right now other than Shinsuke Nakamura. Sami's out there to compete with one of the best in the world. Both of these men need tonight. This is essential for both superstars. Who's got more left in the tank? Who's got more left in the arsenal?
Two men just wailing away on each other to exhaustion.
This thing's turning into a dogfight real quick, Tom. I don't know too many men that can stand with Nakamura and live to tell about it.
Nakamura torn inside out by Sami.
Where did that come from?
Oh, and Sami nearly caught with a Luna kick, and now Nakamura with an opening. Thought we were gonna see the knee. Blue Thunder Bomb. Oh, he almost had him.
Oh my God.
Sami building caught, and Nakamura found enough wherewithal to kick him in the head.
Oh my God, to the back of the head. That's gotta be it. Sami Zayn's in a bad place.
Here it comes.
Kinshasa!
This match had all the hype, and all the anticipation, all the star power in the world. It delivered.
Take your hat off to both of these guys. This is incredible. The atmosphere, Nakamura welcome, and Sami Zayn, what a battle. What a warrior.
Sami, despite the loss, an absolutely amazing match tonight at NXT TakeOver. Talk to us a little bit about the match and also the reaction at the end of the match.
The match itself, there's not much, God, what can I say about Shinsuke Nakamura? I was excited when the match was announced. I was excited to watch him come out, and I just knew it was go time, and it was one of the hardest battles I think I've ever had in my whole career. Nothing but respect for that guy. As far as what happened after the match, that show of respect on his part meant a lot, and a show of respect from the fans obviously meant a lot. It's kind of hard to put into words. There's just a lot of emotion, straight after a match like that. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to put into words. It means a lot, though.
Shinsuke, an incredible debut tonight and a victory over Sami Zayn. Talk to us about being in front of the NXT universe.
さあ今日 NXT 見事デビュー戦をサミー・ゼーンと試合をして勝ちました。そしてそれを NXT ユニバースのファンの皆さんにどうぞ。
今日マジですげえタフな試合で、まあでもすげえエンジョイできましたね。
まあ very tough match and
strong style has arrived.
Strong Style has indeed arrived, and next week, the king of Strong Style himself, Shinsuke Nakamura, will be in action right here on NXT. What an unforgettable night it was at NXT TakeOver Dallas. What a great time it's been looking back on all of the action. Thank you all for joining us. Again, I'm Kathy Kelly, and make sure you tune in next week as we turn the page on yet another new chapter of NXT.